Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Missing Gear. Matt, I emerged from the woods unharmed and safe. You made it off your deathbed.
I made it off my deathbed. No more COVID for me. We're back in the studio. And studio, I mean the loving basement that I have.
The Rusty Wallace studio.
The Rusty Wallace studio. Is it great? No, but hey, we're making it happen every day, every week. Nothing will stop us from doing this podcast.
I got in a car crash, and a day later we recorded a pod.
Recorded.
I flipped upside down. I'm famous. I flipped upside down on a bridge.
He made the local news, and let me tell you,
should have been national.
The only thing that makes the local news is the Packers and something about snow. So let me tell you, that's big for Green Bay.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
I'm a
top notch.
Bit of a C-list celebrity.
I don't know if I go that far, but you made it.
Well, I have a podcast, Matt. But anyway.
Anyway, last week, Dylan, was not big news-wise. Mm-hmm. Not over the top.
And the race
Nothing too crazy.
Was super,
the race
kind of milk,
was clean.
Plain,
no big
typical
drama. I mean, it was... I would count it as a Lakers win by 20.
No, I wouldn't say 20. Lakers win by 10.
15. You know, a comfortable lead,
they beat
but
the
not
Kings.
Enough,
they
not
beat the
enough
Kings.
To come back.
You know, they did their job.
They did their due diligence. Nothing crazy. All right, this race, it was still good from a passing perspective. There was a lot of passing, a lot of clean passing. I love that. I love to see that. And
there are storylines from it. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. But this week,
ooh, when Monday hit.
This week was
new
breed of news, and I could not be happier.
Just kept coming to
a lot of what happened this week. Could not be happier.
Yes. Let's start with the Bristol race.
Bristol race. Kevin Harvick. God, Daddy Harvick.
He is the NASCAR daddy right now. You know, you don't always like your dad. Sometimes you hate your dad, but you always got to respect your daddy. And after 2018, Kevin Harvick became the second daddy that me and Matt have ever had.
He really has. Well,
it was Jimmy.
Okay.
It was Jimmy.
Jimmy will always be my daddy.
Wow.
All right? Always. But Kevin
is the stepdaddy.
He
is the stepdaddy.
Really has. He has been dominating this season. So, Dylan, before we get into a little bit more Bristol stuff, I want to propose you a question.
All right.
How many wins will Kevin Harvick get the rest of the season? I want
at least 11, but I could see 12.
All right. So, are you taking the over-under on 11.5? Do you think it's under 11 or over 12? Or over 11?
I do think with no practice and Rodney Childers, I think it's going to be 12.
Honestly, Dylan,
and that includes the championship.
I fully agree with you. I really do. 12 is the number to beat. I could see Kevin coming out, and I could see him putting on a strong performance at Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Talladega's a crapshoot, but honestly, I'm not counting him out.
No, how could you?
Charlotte, I'm not counting him out. Kansas, Texas, Martinsville, he can win all those. I don't see any track on here.
And Phoenix, I mean, he's the god of Phoenix.
I don't see a single track on here where I'm like, Kevin Harvick, no way he's going to win. Like, I look at all these and I think, yeah, he can win any single race. He's that unbelievably good.
With him, I feel like in all these races, he's probably not going to finish below the top 5. And his average finish is 6.2. That's nuts. I looked that up, and that is like second to only Gordon's 98 of 5.7. But if he just keeps running like how he is, who fucking knows? He could hit 5.7.
He could easily hit that. Kevin Harvick, just what a season. I can't get over it. That Bristol race, I didn't even have him pegged as a favorite to win that race. I had Joey Logano, Kyle Busch, Kurt Busch, Matty D, Ryan Blaney. I had all those guys thinking all those are going to win before Kevin Harvick. And the closer consistently shows up.
He closed, too. He closed.
Kyle Busch was charging. Kyle Busch just couldn't find the speed in the last few laps. Now,
Kyle Busch got him, but then he lost it. But he only got him because of lap traffic, but then Joey Logano, the lap traffic, got him.
So there's another topic, Dylan. Kyle Busch had some choice words about Joey Logano. Now, if we go back on this feud, there's a long history here.
Oh, yeah. They're not friends. They're like Harvick and Busch. They're not really friends.
They're not friends at all. Not at all. And Kyle Busch shows him more than Joey Logano. Because Kyle Busch is just more vocal about it. He's more one to speak up about it. Joey Logano won't say anything unless he has to say anything.
Honestly, Logano's not that likable in interviews talking about it, but the JGR guys are always on the offense when it comes to Logano versus them. I mean, look at Denny Hamlin, too.
Yeah, they also... And Martin Truex Jr. Everybody but Eric Jones. Everybody but Eric Jones. Eric Jones just doesn't say anything.
Well, Eric Jones is taking
enough.
is taking Logano's advice now because Eric Jones is the new Logano. Now we don't know how Eric's going to turn out post Gibbs, but I mean that number 20 got stuck in the car. He was kind of the fourth wheel.
Yeah, he was. But remember the year Joey won the championship, 2018, I believe it was. Martinsville race. I believe that was the first round of 8. First race in the round 8.
I think so.
Joey Logano, last lap, kind of gives Martin Truex Jr. a bump and run. Pushes him out of the way a little bit. Gets in his back bumper. And Martin Truex Jr. said he might have won the battle, but he didn't win the damn war. Well, let me tell you, Joey Logano went out and he won the damn war, too.
Yep.
I saw a meme the other day, and it was, the one where it goes down the road and there's like an off ramp and then it like drifts.
Yep.
It was that, and then it showed like a loop around of like he won the battle, and then it was like and he won the war, and it like looped back around to the on ramp, and I just thought it was really funny because I was like, yeah, he did. I mean, he really made Martin Truex Jr. eat those words.
Oh yeah, and that was a season where it was just Kyle Busch, Truex Jr., and Harvick winning all those races, and Joey
was
won
the fourth driver.
But it was a little bit of cosmic justice because in 2015, Logano should have won that.
That's true because Matt Kenseth threw him into the fence.
Yep.
Also, by the way, love Matt Kenseth for doing that. That took a lot of balls, and he would be the one to do that. And I love that move. Joey Logano went in the Kansas race and spun Matt Kenseth while Matt Kenseth was leading, mind you, and took him out of the playoffs and come to the next round, and Matt Kenseth is down quite a bit. He is not at all going to win the race.
Oh, no.
Down multiple laps. Joey Logano leading. Matt Kenseth just throws it into, just does not break. Spins him out.
Once again, that was another Gibbs driver.
Yeah, you're right.
Kenseth was with Gibbs at that point.
And I was a big, I would not say big Matt Kenseth fan, but he was kind of my second guy. Because you got to root for the hometown guys.
Oh, yeah. Wisco.
Hometown guys, right? So I like to see that. Especially because at that point I didn't like Joey Logano that much.
I mean, like, I've always liked him, but, like, I get why people hate him, and I'm not going to sit there and defend him.
That's a good point.
It's almost like more of a Penske thing with me. Like, I just like Penske.
Also true. I like Penske. I think what bothers me the most is if people say Joey's the best Penske driver, because I got plenty of facts to back up that Brad's the best right now, in my opinion.
Brad is the better Penske driver.
In my opinion. He right now is the better Penske driver.
Oh, this season he proved that he's still the best Penske driver.
And we can touch on that later a little bit. But what I'm trying to say is, really, the whole feud is nothing that hasn't been talked about before. A thing that I do want to bring up, a little sidebar here, is I was listening to some news or reading something on social media, and somebody proposed the question of, if you are, say, 10 laps down, should you even be racing yet? You know, what's the point of being on the track?
That's a fair point.
And I want to bring this to not so much 10 laps down, but maybe just the minimum speed. I feel like it's not fast enough for the sport. And I think somewhere I heard this, it was somewhere on social media, I heard somebody propose the same question, and I thought, that's a very valid argument.
I think that's how you get Quinn Hoff out of the sport altogether.
Birdman!
The rare Quinn Hoff.
The Quinn Hoff of NASCAR. And that brought up a very good question of, should there be a higher minimum speed, or should, after 10 laps, you go off the track? And that, I can agree with it, to a point. I say that because if if they say 10 laps down, leave, you're out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're in a race for points, I truly think you should be out there racing and at least doing what you can, right?
Yep.
To get as many points as possible. Because if somebody gets a DNF, you can pass them.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's not fair to the driver who was 10 laps down.
Yeah.
You go 10 laps down, say at the beginning of the race. At the end of the race, 30 laps, say the Bristol race. Say one Quinhoff goes 10 laps down. Say somehow he managed to just stay 10 laps down the rest of the race. Well, with 30 to go, 3 cars crash out. I think that Quinhoff should finish above them because his car is at least still running.
Oh, yeah.
I can agree.
He played the
with
survival
that.
game.
He should still be running. Now, towards the end of the race, if you're down 30 laps, get the fuck off the track. All right. If there's 20
when
laps
you're
to
down
go, leave.
more laps than there are left,
Yeah,
in the
get
track,
the fuck
you
off
should,
the track.
Yeah.
Don't even be on it. There's
I
no
can see
point in
that.
racing.
Yeah, you're done.
I think the minimum speed should be raised a little bit to maybe combat some of the lap traffic, maybe help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I do not know the formula how they figure the minimum speed out per track. I don't know if it's just a set speed or if every year they use like a formula or what. I don't know. I will admit I have no idea how they figure that out. None. But I thought that was a very interesting question that was proposed that I was like, I could agree where they might say, if you're 10 laps down, get the fuck off the track. But I think if you're out there racing for points, you should be on the track. And you should be doing everything you can to try and get as many points as you can.
And to bring it back to Joey versus Kyle, what he said was, it was...
What Kyle said?
Well, yeah,
Or
what
Joey
Kyle
said.
said
Kyle
about
said.
Joey, it's, well, he's nobody's friend. And I'm like, that's you fucking douche.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
That's
yeah,
you.
For sure. For sure. Kyle Busch does not have a friend. His own brother isn't his friend, in my opinion. His bloodline isn't even his friend. I can't with the guy. All right.
I mean, at least he believes himself. Like,
Yeah.
you can tell that he really believes what he says. But, like, dude, the day that you're just done in the sport, you're out. No one wants to be around you. No one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will be arguably
the day
one of the
that
better
you
days.
struggle to draw sponsorship
That'll be one
or
of the better
you
days,
can't
for sure.
compete, Gibbs will drop you, I'm sure. Gibbs will have a little sympathy just because.
Yeah, you were there for a while. You
Yes.
won them 2 championships, a little bit.
But, like, the day they're not giving you let's keep him around. Let's give him one more shot. They're dumping your ass because
Yeah.
you're a fucking douchebag.
Absolutely.
God,
Fully agree, 100%. He doesn't do anything with a smile on his face from what I can tell. He just doesn't, I just feel like he doesn't really care. And you know what, that's my own opinion.
He's not a
Bash
joyful
me.
kind of guy.
I don't care, but he's not. He's really not. He's not out there like a Jimmy Johnson, and you just see the guy and you just fucking smile. I don't know. For me,
I don't smile
Well,
when I
okay,
see
but
Jimmy.
there's
Usually,
such a
usually
positive-
Jimmy was the bane of my existence when Jimmy was when Jimmy was my daddy.
Yeah, when Jimmy was your daddy.
When Jimmy
But
was my daddy.
you see, they just have a better
They should name it.
aura around them of he's just so much more positive than Kyle Busch. You see Kyle Busch and you're just like, he's pissed off. He just has a resting bitch face. Really, he does. You look at him and he just looks pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Like, are you ever happy, dude?
Yeah. Not to mention he's ugly too. So like it's a double whammy. It's like when you
Yeah, I could agree.
yeah I could agree with that.
I could agree with that. Well,
Yeah,
I could agree
he's-
with that. Yeah, he's not that great.
Yeah,
Here.
but
Well, so let's talk about our points quick.
our picks.
With our picks, obviously we were wrong.
Your boy Joey, who you picked this week, helped
Yeah.
me out by blocking
He did,
Kyle
he
because
did.
I picked Stuart Haas as my team,
Yep.
and then I
And
picked
JTR.
Kyle as my driver,
Yep. Yeah.
and
you
he
did.
blocked Kyle, and then I actually got more points by Harvick winning.
Yes, because I think you only would have got 2 if Kevin or
Yeah,
Kyle
because-
Busch won because I had JGR as my
Mm-hmm.
That's correct.
Not to mention, Stuart Haas really helped me out because I had Briscoe for that 1 point Xfinity.
That's right.
bonus, so
Absolutely
it did.
correct. Yeah. And
But-
let's go to Xfinity real quick. I want to touch on this. Playoffs are starting in Las Vegas. Justin Allgaier is on such a streak.
Oh
my God. He led a lot of that Bristol race.
Yes, he went from almost dead
he went
to
from he might not even make it to
the favorite.
He's one of the favorites now.
Because it's
within
a single race championship, he is the favorite because he's the best at Phoenix, and he just won where they have that tire combination.
They have the package.
They have the tire
he won
package.
both races. Dominated. Unbelievable. I look at that and I'm like, if I'm Austin Cindric and Chase Briscoe, I'm scared. I'm genuinely scared of him.
Especially Cindric, because Cindric really shit the bed. Like, I at least got vibes during that race that Briscoe could kind of get it together.
He can, and he did. He did it.
And he did at Bristol, because he just won at Bristol.
He had a great beginning of the season. Was there in the middle, but didn't really win a lot. Like, he was there. He had some hiccups. He recovered, but he didn't win a lot. And now he's kind of come back to, all right, I can still win. I have confidence. I think Justin Allgaier, Chase Briscoe really have the most confidence going into the playoffs. If I'm Austin Cindric, I'm kind of worried of like, all right, our team has not been performing.
That power steering.
Not overly great, but that power steering did really screw him over because he was up there leading.
Oh, yeah.
The race.
And I know that we're doing our picks later, but just a heads up, I am picking Cindric for our 1 point Xfinity thing that we're going to do every week now. Because
it's going to be, are you picking Cindric? Are you picking Briscoe? Are you picking Allgaier? I'm picking Briscoe, so.
Yep. He won the spring race, too, at Vegas. But, like,
so who you picking? Yeah, that's really what's good. So the Xfinity playoffs started in Las Vegas. Compared to the last few years, I feel there is more competition, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like there's more competition across the board this year than last year, because last year it was, is it Cole Custer, is it Christopher Bell, or Tyler Reddick? Which one of those three is going to win it? And it was like that the last 2 years. And really, there was no fourth, fifth, or sixth driver that was like... you could throw Justin Allgaier in there in the 2018 season, but there was no really fourth driver. Yeah, he's a contender. Not like this one. In my opinion, it was really those three the last 2 years. This year, yes, we have Austin Cindric, we have Chase Briscoe, we have Justin Allgaier, but I feel like they can all be beat.
Yes, if Ross Chastain could sneak his way in there, he could win it.
He could win it. I fully agree with that. Ross Chastain has been so consistent.
And right now, I think Ross Chastain is the number 4 driver. I think that he's the fourth guy in that championship.
Absolutely, fully agree. Justin Haley's been really well. I'll throw him in there as like a top 6. All right, I will throw Noah Gregson in there as a top 6. But depending how the playoffs go, those guys could really make a change and shake up the grid going into those last few races. They really could.
If Brandon Jones survives till then.
Oh, fuck Brandon Jones. I will stick to my word.
Oh, my God, Matt. Oh, my God, you're eating so much crow. Dylan, now I want to switch to Brandon Jones for my pick.
I will stick to my word.
Oh, my God.
If Brandon Jones wins a championship, I'm quitting this podcast, and we will make a different one.
And I'm going to replace you with Sam, and I'm going to force him to watch NASCAR.
I will stick to my fucking word. If he wins, that's it. I'm done. I'm hanging it up 1 year, half a year, really, and I'm done. We're making a different podcast. I don't care what the fuck we talk about.
Missing Reel coming up.
Miss you. That's right. The Miss You. I'm going to have to start watching movies more often now. I don't know if I have time for that.
Well, what else can you do? We're in a COVID world, Matt.
I got other shit. I got other stuff I got going on. You know I got other stuff going on. But this is not stopping unless Brandon Jones wins. I will still do this. All right. I'm excited for that. So, let's go back to Ross Chastain quick. He announced this week will be driving the number 42 Chip Ganassi Racing Chevrolet. I am beyond thrilled for this for Ross.
I think it's a good move for both driver and team.
For Ross Chastain, this is a great move for Chip Ganassi Racing. Overall, I am unbelievably excited for this. Here's what I am going to ask you, Dylan. Will Ross Chastain win a cup race next year in his first full season?
There's a very real chance that he could. I think that the 42 team is decent. I don't think it's a great team. But he's a super aggressive driver at times. And I think that will bode well at the super speedways, and I could just see him sneaking one. I mean, Cole Custer snuck one. And Chris Bell's been pretty good this year.
Tyler Reddick's been good this year, too.
I'm not saying that, like, I'm expecting him to, but he could definitely sneak one.
I think I don't know exactly how the Rookie of the Year goes, but if he is a contender for Rookie of the Year, I'm not 100% confident if he's raced a full season or not, or how that works. I really don't. I don't know off the top of my head.
He's never points.
I don't think he's points, so he could be. If that's the case, guaranteed win for him, in my opinion. Yeah. There is no other huge name moving up.
Unless Cendric or Briscoe
move up, right? And we don't know yet exactly.
And so if they move up, I'm going to take them over Ross.
I will too. I fully agree with you on that. I
think Ross is a good talent.
Yeah,
I don't think that he's...
To stay on Ross...
a premier.
I think he could win a race. It would be one, and I think he needs to win a race to get into the playoffs. I just don't think he'll point his way in.
No.
I don't. I think he'd have to pull Cole Custer and Austin Dillon and win to get in. Because I don't think he can point his way in.
But both of them have, so.
Right. So that's my take on that. I think that's really good for everybody. I think that's due, and I'm going to say due for Ross Chastain pretty much because he has had just so many other opportunities. And this year, if not last, I think it was this year, he was supposed to run a full-time, no, I think it was last year.
Last year. Okay, it was 2018?
Yeah, and he was supposed to run full-time for Chip in 2019, I believe.
Oh, yep.
And they had that all, and then DC Solar was...
They went bankrupt.
They went bankrupt because they were a Ponzi scheme.
It happens. It happens.
It happens. Whatever.
I mean, who am I to judge?
It happens. Whatever. It happens.
This is off topic, but have you ever gotten invited to a Ponzi scheme dinner?
No. What the?
Because I did.
Who? How? Who? What?
So I don't want to really give the name of this person, even though
write it on paper.
Even though I now hate them, but
okay.
There's this place called World Ventures, and they were claiming that you could go to Greece for about $200 round trip at 5-star hotels.
Okay, claiming, I'm assuming, right? I don't think you can do it, but
yeah.
Please tell me who this is because I need to know. I want to tell you.
She went to high school with us for a little bit, but then she switched schools for some reason. But anyway, she invited me to.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, I know.
Really?
I just showed Matt the name.
Wow.
But she invited me to Applebee's, and she made it kind of sound like she had an announcement to make, and I thought it was just yeah. So I thought,
wait. Is it just you and her?
No. Okay. So she implied that it was going to be her and a couple of friends. So I figured that she was bringing some people from high school, and we were just going to have a little reunion because I had stayed a little in contact with her. After high school.
Yeah, sure.
So I go to this thing, and it's her boyfriend, and this random dude. And I go and I sit down, and we're at a booth. And all of a sudden...
I feel like they're trying to pitch to you, swinging. You know what I'm talking about?
It could have been. That would have been a better result.
Okay, carry on.
So
it's you. It's you, her boyfriend, and this random guy.
Yes. So I go and I hop into this booth, and then all of a sudden, 3 more people show up.
Wait, so how many people are here now?
6 or 7.
Holy crap!
6 or 7, and I am in the middle of this booth.
Okay.
I'm now trapped because they strategically came in after and sat down and trapped me in this booth. So we go and we order food, and there's this one dude, and he says he's from Texas. And he's wearing a little bit nicer clothes.
Yeah, sure.
And he looks pretty good and he seemed pretty put together, and I asked him what he did. And he told me, I do a little of this, I do a little of that, I work for myself. He literally gave me that kind of spiel. So I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Can I get a business card? Because at that point, I wanted to leave the jobs that I was in because I'm trying to figure shit out in my life. I can't live off podcasting right now. Mountain Dew just rejected us. Anyway, I asked for a business card or whatever, and we get our food, and I just want to eat wings, and I want to see how these people see how my one friend is doing.
Yeah, so
the rest of these people I don't know.
Oh, okay, that was my question. I was like, do you even know the other people?
No, I don't.
No idea. Did you make friends with any of them? Were they all in the same boat of like they all got invited by this person that we know that they're trying to sell you? Sorry, carry on. I think I'm too early on the question.
Matt, the food came. So anyway, I just started eating. And all of a sudden, the iPad breaks out.
Oh, no.
The iPad breaks out, Matt. The iPad breaks out.
This is going.
And they start telling me I can go to Greece for $200.
So is this her
round
and her
trip,
boyfriend?
like 4 or 5-star hotels.
Hold on. Is this her and her boyfriend?
This is her and her boyfriend. And it was
Suitman?
Yeah,
and Suitman. So Suitman's involved with this.
Well,
too.
he's not wearing a suit. He's wearing kind of golfing gear. But he's just dressed a little nicer. Yeah.
But the Texas guy
we'll call him the Texas guy. Yeah.
Texas guy was in on this
So
too?
he's telling me. So he's like talking to me about this shit. And he's telling me I can go to Greece for like $222.
Yeah.
That was a big one. And how my friend and her boyfriend were going to go to LA for $60 round trip.
Yeah, okay.
And how this is this great thing. And the place is called World Ventures. It's a total fucking scam.
Yeah.
But I am trapped in this booth, and all I want to do is pay for my food. And I know at Applebee's, it's $10, and like just a 20% tip is $2. And I got $12 in my wallet.
Yeah.
I can't. I was gonna pay with my card, and I was gonna give a better tip, but like I know I have $12 in my wallet.
So you're like,
I'm just sitting.
Dropped the 12
it is a 40-minute spiel.
Oh my god! You sat there for 40 minutes
because I wanted to get the bill, Matt. I wanted to get the bill, and I wanted to get out of there. But they must. I swear to God, they must have told the waitress,
"Don't give us the bill in like an hour." Something like that.
When the iPad's out, don't come by. Because she didn't come by once to fill our glasses or anything.
Oh my God.
So I sat there for about 45 minutes. And then they finally ended the presentation. And they went, so do you want to join? And I went. And I told them off. I told them what a fucking scam this was.
Scam.
And I'm like,
no, I'm not doing it.
I'm going to just say blank. Are you that fucking dumb that you fell for this multi-level marketing? And I did the air quotes thing.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, Dylan. Shove him one.
And I'm like, it's a fucking Ponzi scheme. And I don't know if it's technically a Ponzi scheme, but I went, it's a fucking Ponzi scheme.
Yeah.
And I went and I dropped my $12 on the table, and I got up and I forced the 3 people to move. And I left. And then as I was walking out the door, I'm like, they're going to pocket my $12 and they're going to say that I walked off.
Yeah.
So I went, fuck. But then I'm like, you know what? At least I got the fuck out of there.
Yeah, at that point, I think I'd rather just say, whatever, I'm out.
Yep. And then I went and I found a computer.
Did you Google what?
The next day, I Googled World Ventures, and it was a bunch of ads for World Ventures. And then right below, how do I get my money? There was videos. How do I get my money back from World Ventures? Is World Ventures a scam? Scroll down a little further. Class action lawsuit filed against World Ventures.
Yeah,
World Ventures.
It was a scam.
It was a fucking scam. I think they're still kind of around, but it's a fucking scam, and I was so pissed off.
Real.
And then I'm like, do I even tell people about this? Like, I got duped, but I thought I was going to a fucking dinner, and I knew it wasn't. Like the second the iPad broke out.
Yeah.
But fuck. But anyway, let's go back to NASCAR.
Well, Dylan, that was a nice little side. Nice little side story. I don't even know what we were talking about, but that was awesome. I just love it. All right, let's real quick.
I want to talk a little final words for the fallen.
4 drivers that
for the fallen.
So real quick, we were 2 wrong on our round 12 picks.
Mm-hmm.
We both had Ryan Blaney and Matty D making it.
And we got Austin Dillon.
Fuck Austin Dillon.
Yep.
And we got William Byron right. Or I'm sorry. Well, we got William Byron right. We got Austin Dillon wrong. We got Cole Custer right, and we got Clint Boyer wrong. Mm-hmm. So the 2 people that shouldn't have never been in the playoffs were eliminated. Or, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say that. Well, you know what? Fuck yeah. William Byron shouldn't have been in there. The 2 that shouldn't really have been in there got eliminated right away.
Mm-hmm.
The 3rd one somehow, I don't know how, nobody knows how, but made it out of the round 16 for the first time ever.
Such bullshit.
Just ever. I don't know.
God.
Unbelievable.
So
the 4 that got eliminated, Dylan, what do you got to say?
Cole, I really hope that you're doing well wherever you are right now. Just go snuggle up tight to that Rookie of the Year award that you won. At least you have that. To Matty D. Yeah, you aren't going around. You aren't going to the round of 12. But, just go, wake up in the morning, 4 a.m., hop in your car. Don't hop in your car. Go crack a couple of eggs, put it in a glass, drink it, go for a 3-mile run down Philadelphia. Go lift some heavy weights. He's fucking jacked.
Oh, he is.
He's fucking jacked.
Man.
And just look at yourself in the mirror and just know that the missing gear guys can never look as good as you.
I will agree with that, Matt. On a side note, you had a great season for running the 21 Wood Brothers. Side note, you will always do better than Paul Menard. Side note to the side note to the side note. Play some iRacing in your whitey tighties.
Instagram live it. But, William Byron, just go home, probably in your parents' basement, honestly.
Yes,
you fucking look like it.
Yes,
Go, just take your Coke 400 trophy and just snuggle with Jimmy's trophy, because it should have been Jimmy's.
I will go off of that for a second. Fully agree with Dylan. I like you, William Byron, but you can go shove that trophy up your ass, because it should have been Jimmy's, and Jimmy should have been in the playoffs, and you stole that from him, and you can never give that back to him, and you have so many more seasons of racing than Jimmy doesn't, so you can suck a dick.
I hope you are doing well.
I hope you're doing well.
Billy Byron.
Good job on hitting Blaney's sister.
Rock on. Into Ryan Blaney.
Blaney.
Go home. Go home. Think about what you've done. Think about what you've done to all of us. And just go get in bed. Snuggle up next to that fucking Hooters babe.
Oh! Absolute babe, Blaney.
Fucking babe.
Well done.
Just a babe and a half by herself.
Second,
And
I
just
honestly think I like your dog
and just-
more than I like your girlfriend, because Sturgis is honestly the coolest, and if you want to hit us up, I'll play with your dog anytime.
I'll play with his girlfriend anytime. But
Dylan, you're also
anyway,
single.
yeah, I'll get there, Matt.
Dylan's
But
single.
anyway.
Hit us up on the comment section if you're looking for
I have Bumble. But anyway,
Sorry, Dylan, the way you said that. I just had to laugh. Hold on, I'll edit that out. That was fucking
don't even edit
hilarious.
it out. Just keep going.
Oh
Just
my
keep
God.
going. Just
Bumble.
Matt or Ryan, snuggle up next to her, hold her tight, and just know that the missing gear guys wish they were you. May they all rest in peace.
We'll do this again in 3 races. Good words, Dylan. Good words.
Thank you.
should
I worked
really-
hard on that.
I know you came up with all that on the spot. And I'm proud of you.
I thought about it all week, but
You did.
like myself, I never write it down.
That's fair. So, okay, playoffs real quick, playoff format. I want to read something that you actually sent me on Reddit that I have to agree with. All right, so originally this post was titled "Kevin Harvick is having the best statistical season since Jeff Gordon's legendary 1988." Obviously, that is accurate. He's won 9 races already with an average finish of 6.2. Jeff had the average finish of 5.7, but then on the bottom it says it'll all be for nothing if he can't finish best in Phoenix. This is the biggest problem with the current championship system. Underneath it, I have a comment that I want to read here. It says he could win every race between now and the final, and a
Leave
single
every
mistake in the last lap by him, his team, or another driver could lose him the championship. And so I want to give you my thoughts on the current playoff format. All right, real quick. So when they originally came out with this, I wasn't overly happy about it. All right, I didn't like what they were saying. You could win every race in the regular season.
You could be Joey Logano in 2015.
Have 3 bad races in the round of 16, you're out. Like that's it. Your season's done. You could have the best season ever, and you could be out.
Yep.
It just all right, and it sucks, right? They changed it a little bit with the stage breaks and the stage points. I'm unbelievably happy that they did that.
The stage points and the playoff points can take you there.
Kind of compensated for the fact of like if you do good in the regular season, it gives you a boost in the playoffs. Right?
Oh yeah, I mean Denny was clinched going into Bristol.
Yeah, and and so I say that because it's like any other playoffs in America. If the Packers go 16-0, they get the best seed. They miss a week. If the Browns somehow make it on 8-8, they have to play another game, and it's harder, right? And I think that's fair. They had a worse regular season. Well, before they did stage points, it's basically if the Browns go 8-8 and the Packers go 16-0, it doesn't matter because you're all at 0-0 right now going into the playoffs. And I know that totally different sport, but in that way it's the same because you're leveling everything out, and I didn't like it. They did stage breaks. They introduced stage points. 5 bonus points if you win. Made it so that you could have a good regular season, and it would somewhat reward you. Now, the caveat to that is the last race is all of it comes down to that.
If something goes wrong, you're done.
If something goes wrong, you're done. I have 2 thoughts on this, and I can agree with both sides of the argument, and I honestly really can. In terms of the last race, you need to perform. All right, you need to make sure all your ducks are in a row. You need to make sure all that is to the T, right?
You're passing pre and post race inspection,
all that,
no matter what.
All that, right? And that's where part of it comes down to. If you're in the championship 4, you need to perform at a championship level. So you should not have a mistake. If you're as good as you were in the regular season, say you win every single race except the last race, and you make a mistake, you know what? I agree. It sucks. But in a lot of other playoff formats, and I'm going to relate this to other sports, it can be the same way. I mean, the NFL is like that.
That is true. You shit the bed. I mean, how many times have we seen the Packers have a bye week
and then they just shit the bed in the playoff? Fucking bed.
Ever since their Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Falcons blew a 28-point or 25-point lead in the Super Bowl. I mean, they shit the bed. To a point, I like it because it's more drama. The caveat to that is you can win every race and still not win.
And all the champions from the past, Dale Earnhardt Sr. Basically clinched it before every last race.
Yeah. So, and that's where I think NASCAR's like, well, we need to make it more exciting. And I can agree. The marketing behind that was great. I think how they deployed it the first time wasn't, because I didn't like that you could have 3 bad races and you're done. I didn't like that. Wasn't a fan. They changed it with the stage breaks. Hate the stage breaks or not, I like the stage breaks. I think there's more strategy involved. There's more points involved. It definitely makes the race more interesting. I don't care what anybody says about it.
I've come around.
I am glad they do the stage breaks. There's a caution. There's more strategy. I like it. It is not in any way made the race less exciting for me, in my opinion. As a fan who's watched before stage breaks and not, it has made the race more exciting for me. You know, hate on it or not, I don't care. I'm a fan of it. But another thing I want to touch on is, if you were to change the playoff format, in what way would you do it? Because I have a few ideas. None of them are great.
I have 2 tweaks. I think that mine are pretty great.
Okay. What do you got?
So, for the first one, I think, and now this is kind of I don't know. This is an unlikely scenario for every year kind of thing.
Yeah.
But if you can win 50% or more of the playoff races, you clinch it.
Okay,
and then,
interesting.
And then the round of 4 is essentially you're just fighting for second place. But I think that if Kevin Harvick, who already has 2 wins, can somehow get 3 more wins before the championship round, he should just clinch it outright.
Okay.
He should just clinch it outright. Also, I think that we need to. I think that every round, he should, or you should, have a winner of the round, and that person gets 5 extra points in the playoff.
Okay.
So if that,
interesting. Yeah, that's fair to say. So okay, keep going.
So let's say that Kevin Harvick, he got this 5-point bonus
because you won
for
round
round 1.
Yep.
And let's say we go all the way to Phoenix, and he's got that 5-point bonus, and Denny Hamlin finishes the race,
and
gets him by 5 points worth.
Yeah.
Then they tie, and then we go to who's won more races.
Sure.
And then Kevin gets that championship.
Right. Okay.
I think that those would be the 2 little tweaks that I have.
Okay. Here's how I'd like to see this pan out. I like the emphasis of you got to win the race, but I think that a lot of it just comes down to consistency. And how they did it before was you had, I think, 12 drivers, 10 drivers, and then 2 wildcard drivers. And it came down to who finished the best throughout all those races, right? It was just average finish, not average finish, but points. You led a lap, you got a point if you led a lap, you got a point if you led the most laps, you got 3 points if you won the race, and then it was, a point per position like they used to do. Well, they still do, but I like that. But my change to that is you do 3 rounds. Well, we'll do 3 rounds, right? You have 9 races, and you start with 12 drivers. Makes it hard to get into the playoffs. You don't automatically win if you get in. All right? I don't like that as much because I genuinely believe that you can just get a shit team, Austin Dillon, that doesn't do anything. Now, granted, this is a caveat. He has done something this season.
Shit team or shit driver?
I'm going to go with shit driver because Tyler Reddick has done some stuff. But point being is that you get drivers that really shouldn't be in there that better drivers could fill their spot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Top 12 doesn't matter. In top 12 in points goes on. All right? Then you go and you run 3 races. Most points, with stage points, because I like that you throw that in there. Most points moves on of the top 8. All right? Then you have the next round. Same thing. 8 drivers. 3 races. Top 4 in points moves on to the last 3 races. Last 3 races, the top 3, or whoever has the most points after those 3 races wins championship. That's my... I say that because I think you'll still have points close enough in all those races that it'll still be good racing between the cutoff and the top whatever of all those drivers, that it's not before when they did 10 races and then you get to the end of the season it's like, well, Jimmy just has to finish 30th or better and he wins.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's all it takes. He could go out there and be 20 laps down and still finish 30th, he wins championship. I think it breaks it up a little bit to where there's still hopefully close racing, but it doesn't put all the pressure on one race. You got to perform on 3 races. So it's more of a NBA, NHL, you got to win 4 of the 7. You got to. It's like a best of
World
7.
Series.
World Series, NHL, all those. You got to perform more than one race. Because Kyle Busch could limp his way to the championship 4 and then just somehow pull one out of his ass and then win the whole thing. And
Don't say that, Matt. Don't say that.
And that would be it. Knock on fucking wood, because I hope that doesn't happen. But that's what I'm saying, is that Matt Crafton didn't win a race, and he won the truck championship.
Yeah. Austin, yeah.
I'm just saying, that's my solution to the playoff format. I don't think it's as exciting as NASCAR thinks it is, because it still is. I'm not going to watch. I'm still excited, but I feel like it makes it more fair for everyone. And that's kind of how they do it already, but it's you win, you're into the next round.
Little sidebar.
Yeah.
My dad asked me who won the NASCAR race this week, and I'm like, Kevin fucking Harvick, dude. Who else wins?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, wow, that guy's having a hell of a year. And I go, yeah, well, it's in the playoffs. He's looking pretty great. Let's hope he can keep it up at Phoenix. And he goes, why do you say Phoenix? And then he said, well, and then I told him, well, that's the last round. So, like, yeah, he's basically almost clinched his way basically to, the championship round in Phoenix. And he's like, wait, so it comes down to one race now?
Yeah.
Because he's kind of stopped watching NASCAR?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, they changed the format. That's how Kyle Busch has to.
That is, because if it was like that, he won in 2015.
Fuck yeah. And he goes, Jesus fucking Christ, they're wrecking their fucking sport. Kevin Harvick's got 9 fucking wins. And he just, he went back to putting up the mesh and shit. And he was just all pissed off for about 5 minutes because Kevin Harvick's one of the last drivers he knows from when he quit watching NASCAR regularly.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, you're kind of speaking the truth.
You have a valid point. I'm not overly fond. I think they could do better. I think what NASCAR has done positive with changing the playoff format is the cutoff races have gotten better. Having the Daytona race as the last one was unbelievably awesome. I hate Jimmy didn't make it, but it was awesome. Darlington start, I don't like. I wish that was just a regular race. I don't like that that's the start of the playoffs. Bristol to end the race, great. Charlotte at the end, the round of 12, great. Bristol to end the round of 16. Charlotte at the end of the round of 12. Martinsville to end the round of 8. And now they switched the last race from Homestead. Big fan of that. In terms of the tracks that they're putting out there, it's better. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, they've got a better lineup. Mm-hmm. And to go into it and everything has gotten better. With this year, a little different because of COVID.
Obviously.
But the point being that the whole format, I think, is not perfect. And I think they do need to still make changes on it. I am still not a fan of that. The last race, that's all it comes down to, is you got to finish the best. And I'm not an overly big fan of it. It's exciting, but...
It does. I mean, it's going to draw me in no matter what.
Oh, it will. Oh, for sure. I'm still going to watch. But I'm a diehard
We're fucking suckers,
Matt.
I'm
going to watch whatever the fuck they put out there. Exactly. But what I'm saying is that if you're somebody else, like your dad, he might think, well, Kevin Harvick should win.
It's a whole fucking season for fuck. And then he just goes back to smashing his mesh.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is that instead of you win, you're in. I agree that winning is important, but I think that it doesn't put out the best racing. In my opinion.
Yes.
In my opinion, I don't know, that's what I think. I think you got to be consistent enough to win at different tracks. Because that Phoenix track, you're right, it might just be Kevin's bread and butter, and if they had it there every year and he makes it, he might just win every time. If Kyle Larson made it to the round of 4 and Homestead was the last race, he would need to have his whole car just hit the fucking fan and take a shit, or because he would win that race. Because he was that good at Homestead. Mm-hmm. And if he raced there this year, he would have won. I'm just that confident in it. He's been the second best driver, and the other 3 playoff drivers are second, third, and fifth.
Yes.
Usually. But that's my thoughts on the playoff format. We could talk about this for even longer. I think NASCAR does need to make some changes. I'm happy with what they have done. It's been something. With the stage points has been the biggest thing for me, and I'm glad they do that. But let's talk about...
You want to touch on the trucks before we go into the news of the week?
Let's talk about some trucks quick.
Usually we don't, but... Start us off, Matt.
Sam Mayer.
What a guy.
Won the Bristol truck race.
You know anything about him before this week? Because I didn't.
Not a damn thing, Dylan.
Now I'm looking up.
Fucking hooked.
Yep.
Sam Mayer. He is from Franklin, Wisconsin. Now, Franklin, Wisconsin is a suburb of Milwaukee. She's a few hours away, right? Right in our own backyard, I would say.
The great state of
our own
Wisconsin.
Backyard. That's the same time in Jeske. He's from Seymour. Mm-hmm. He's 20 minutes away.
Although,
he's our own backyard.
Yes, although this guy's done more than time in Jeske already.
I fully agree. So, Mayer won the 2019 K&N Pro Series East Championship with GMS Racing, who he raced for GMS Racing in the Truck Series for his truck win. He is the youngest NASCAR champion in any national series at 16 years, 3 months, and 8 days. Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Unbelievable.
Second youngest, now, I believe, to win a national touring series race.
Oh, yeah. And now, there was news that came out before the Bristol race that he's going to go back to Junior Motorsports, and he's going to make his Xfinity debut next year. I believe at the end of the 2021 season. And he might be taking over a full ride in Xfinity in 2022 already. Before taking reins full-time in 2022 for Junior Motorsports.
Could he be driving the number 9 in 2022?
See, and now this brings in the caveat of, does Hendrick and Junior Motorsports plan on moving up Noah Gragson for the 2022 season? Who knows?
Saucy.
What I'm saying is that he has a ride for 2022. A year and a half from now, he has a ride in Xfinity. I think he'd be 18 years old.
Giving him the prodigy treatment.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
And you know what? I went and I watched that truck race because initially I didn't watch it, but I went and I watched the YouTube replay broadcast of it, and he just flat out beat Brett Moffitt, who's a series champion.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Brett Moffitt, who was his teammate, who was pretty fucking good,
this
man.
This guy can race, and I didn't know a damn thing about this guy before he won, and now I am hooked on this guy.
I want some Sam Merrigan pumped into my veins right now.
Hooked on this guy. He is on the come up. He is for sure going to be one of the top racers in the sport, in my opinion. You know, he could totally flop, but what do I know? But I think he could. I think he honestly could.
He's on a great track. I mean, he could be Casey Atwood, but he could also be the next Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, he could. He really could.
The next in a great line of Wisconsin racers.
Oh, absolutely. I am very happy for this kid. I'm hooked on him. I'm following him now, and I'm going to hopefully continue to follow him.
I am really excited for him. I want to get him on the podcast.
If we can somehow pull that off, we'll do it. I'll DM him. I don't know what I got to do, but I'm going to see if I can get him on.
That might be our greatest feat. We better make this episode really, really good. I need more last words for drivers. We got to make this podcast really good because we need him.
So that's what's going on the truck side. Xfinity starts next week. Their playoff starts in Las Vegas. Speaking of Xfinity, one other thing I want to touch on here. TikTok, a popular social media platform, is sponsoring, is it Vegas?
Yep, Ryan Vargas?
Vargas?
We're going to call him Vargas.
Vargas it is. Is sponsoring Ryan Vargas, JD Motorsports, for the rest of the season starting in
Taking that China money.
I don't even want to get into that deal. All right, I have my own
G money.
I have my own opinion on that. I'm not going to get into it. I just want to say this car looks absolutely fucking sweet. I actually think this paint scheme is dope. I also want to say
they're definitely going for that 12-year-old girl demographic right now.
That is, I don't know if 12-year-old girl is one way to put it. But
have you ever seen those TikTok zombies that walk around everywhere?
Dylan, I'm on TikTok.
You're on TikTok? You want to plug the
There's
TikTok right now?
No, because I don't post videos. I just watch videos.
If you plug your TikTok, I'll plug my Reddit.
Oh, yeah, let's do this. TikTok,
right.
Matthew Kaz 00. Nobody will follow it. I have no TikToks, but let's wait to hear what Dylan's Reddit.
Guys, hit him up. My
Reddit
username is, it's an homage to Brad Keselowski in a way because of the number. It's number 2. But it's Cash Widecock 2.
Cash Widecock 2 presenting the podcast Cash Widecock. I cannot get over how funny this fucking name is.
It's a homage.
I cannot. It's hilarious.
To
I absolutely love
a great stint up north that I had with my family. There was a campfire game that just went off the rails, and the name Cash Widecock was born.
Cash Widecock.
Cash Widecock 2 from my boy Brad.
All right. Real quick, one other thing. Rick Hendrick
Oh, now we're into the news of the week.
Fined $100,000 for going over the 70-hour time slot of the season for wind
He can
tunnel
flip
time.
that bill, though. He's got
So,
some
I read
pocket
into this a
money.
little bit. One, it was self-reported, which is kind of funny. Two, they're not going to appeal. Three, they only went over by, it said, less than an hour. So it's not like... Which kind of...
And I don't think it helped them at all
If
either.
you're going to go over, just fucking make it like 20 hours.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to do it, just fucking do it right,
Mhm.
all right? And it really didn't do anything. Right?
No.
They got docked 10 hours for next year, and I think that's going to hurt them
That
enough,
will much
but
more.
not. It's going to hurt them more if they get to test the new car.
Yep.
And put that in the
Yep.
tunnel. I don't know exactly how that's going to work.
But if they're
that's
still...
going to hurt more because next year it's just going to be blah anyway. I don't think not really Hendrick. I don't think Chevy's going to do a lot. In my opinion.
Honestly, they're just living off of Alex Bowman's really good at 1.5s, and Chase Elliott
is just a good driver. He can perform.
He's
at
a
all
good
the
driver, and especially when it comes to road courses and short tracks, those seem to be that's his shit.
Yeah.
So really, he can just perform those weeks.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, he's still the most popular driver, so he'll always have
for sure.
He'll always have that sponsor
Yes,
money and everything.
On to the other news. And Dylan,
Whew, Matt,
I don't
where
wanna
do we
talk-
even start?
Hold on. We'll get to the last news at the end, but the biggest news at the end. Texas Motor Speedway is getting the 2021 All-Star race.
You thought that was the biggest news?
No, that's not the biggest news.
Oh.
I'm just reporting as it comes in, all right? That is reportedly going to be moved later to the fall. One, I'm happy that that's going to be later.
You're happy it's not a points race?
Two, I'm happy that's not a points race, because fuck the second Texas race.
Is
Three.
this the Austin Dillon punishment that they're going to give him the All-Star
yes.
race,
Yes.
but they're not going to let him run a regular season race? They're not going to
Yes.
let him run a second race that actually matters.
Yes. So,
I'm just a silver
the
spoon
news, this next portion is what really made me, to put it not lightly, jizz in my pants. And I texted you, I spam texted you, Dylan. I spam texted you on how much I fucking love this. Because hold on, Dylan. What were you saying? Let me just cut this out real quick.
I said insert the silver spoon.
Oh, insert silver spoon. Okay.
Okay.
All right, hold on. Let me
Play it
pause
back.
and then I'll go back into it. This news has just been unbelievable. This news is just blew my mind. I spammed you, Dylan. I fucking spammed you.
did.
I've been preaching this move for
You did.
forever.
I actually wanted to turn off my phone for a while.
All right, you know what? Let me just read you what I sent you. All right, let me read it because I think it doesn't do it justice. It really doesn't. I said Monday at 7:00, in all caps, NASCAR is racing Circuits of America 2021, and it's 100% fact that they're listening now. One, I said that in multiple different podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I've mentioned
Kind of your shtick.
I've mentioned how much I hate the second Texas race and that it should be replaced with Circus of America. Circus of the Americas.
God damn it.
All right? And it has. All right? I said I'm so happy Texas is getting the All-Star race and they aren't racing the second Texas race. I'm so fucking pumped. I've been preaching this. Preaching! I said the All-Star race is going to suck, but whatever.
I wouldn't say it's going to suck because, I mean, yeah, it's Texas. But it's got all the. It's got the cream of the crop of the All-Star drivers.
Yes, so what makes the All-Star race good is they try different things. They're trying different packages. They're trying all that.
And it's nothing but really the best drivers.
Is what makes the All-Star. I agree.
And a
That's
Justin
what makes the All-Star.
Haley type.
Somehow he made it. Well, yeah, but that's what makes the All-Star race, right?
Fuck the rain.
The track plays a part, but not. I don't think nearly as much as all the other stuff that goes along with it. The point being. They're racing the Circus of America. I got so excited for this. I went back and I watched the 2019 IndyCar race.
Oh my god.
Because I could not be more happy about this, Dylan. I could not be. This made too much sense that I don't know why they didn't do it sooner. I really don't. All right. I love this. All right, I love this move. I think what I said to you, one other thing was, I want to see Road America in the Cup
That's
Series.
all there is left now.
There's some other tracks. I don't think they should do a street course, but there's people who want a street course.
Yes.
All right, leave that to IndyCar. IndyCar's going to Nashville next year. Love that move.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so there's 2 new tracks. Not new, but new to the schedule tracks next year. Circus of America.
Mm-hmm.
Circus of the Americas, I gotta say that right. And Nashville Speedway. Now, some people aren't overly thrilled about the Nashville Speedway. Me, personally, I'm a fan. I've been preaching for years. I don't like seeing 1.5 mile tracks twice on the schedule.
I do like how they're trying to even it out more.
They are. They got another road course, so now they'll be up to 4. Unless they somehow throw the Daytona road course in there. I know they're racing it for the Busch race, but I'm not counting that.
They should.
I think at this point, the Busch race, that doesn't make sense because I think that was their trial, and they got a real race trial. They fucking ran that thing how many weeks ago? Like, they just said, fuck it, we're doing it. You know, because there was no other road course on the schedule because Sonoma got replaced and Watkins Glen wasn't racing. So, like, we got to do something.
Exactly. I would like to see the Daytona road course stay, and obviously I want the Coke 400
I know
to
you don't
cease
like
to exist.
I know, Dylan. I know you don't.
It's just...
You know, here's my thought on that.
I think it could just get replaced with a superior race, which would be the Daytona road course.
I don't want to see 4 races at Daytona, though. Or, well, at that point it would be 3. But I'm thinking of if they left the Coke 400, which I feel like
take out the Coke
No,
400. It solves every problem.
They are not going to because, one, the last race was way too fucking exciting. As being
Well, that's
cutoff
because
race.
it was the season finale, Matt.
I think the race is still exciting regardless. All right, hold on. Hold on, Dylan. Time out. Hold on.
I don't know how to talk to you.
If they,
I don't know how to talk to you, Matt.
If they leave that on the schedule, which I think they will, I could be wrong. If they leave that race on the schedule, because I think 4 super speedway races is the perfect amount. I don't
think
need any
3
more.
is. Give me 2 Dagas and the 500.
I think 4 is perfect. All right, I think 4 is perfect. I don't want to see 4 races because if they say they replace a different race and put in the Daytona Road Course, there'd be the Busch Clash.
You can get rid of the Clash. Fuck the Clash.
Fuck, the Clash is fun because everybody's just going out to win the fucking thing. But I think...
True.
Which is fine, whatever. Make the Clash a totally different racetrack. I don't care. Make them run like a short track and just beat and bang, and I don't care.
Make the Clash.
Have them run the was it the new Smyrna? Smyrna, is that it? There's a racetrack just south of Daytona, a few miles. That's a short track. Have them run that race. Fuck, I don't care. That'd be fun. For the Busch Clash, whatever. They're right there. But I don't want to see 4 races at Daytona. I don't want to see the Clash. I don't want to see... I'm okay with the 500. I'm okay with the 400, but I don't want to see the road course, too. I think there's just so many better options in terms of road courses that they should just go to a new track. That's what I'm saying. I would rather see Road America than the Daytona road course. I'd rather see Road Atlanta. There's so many better tracks. Mid-Ohio. Bring Mid-Ohio to the Cup Series.
Matt?
That's what I gotta say.
Matt, to quote the Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers, Cat in the Hat. You're not just wrong. You're stupid.
Am I really? What?
The Coke 400 needs to go, Matt.
I don't think it does.
Put the road course in there. It's ridiculous. Put the road course in. You're still going to the track. You're collecting the same amount of money.
Time out. Get
rid of the 400. I'm stroking out, Matt.
Here's a compromise. Get rid of the Coke 400 and make them race the Road America. I would 100% be okay with that. Or Mid-Ohio. But I don't want to see the Daytona road course because there's so many better road courses out there.
Matt, that was art of the deal right there. That was art of the deal. You just made a deal.
That's what I'm saying. I'm okay if they get rid of the 400 if they go to a different road course that's not the Daytona road course.
As long as it's Road America, as long as I can go on an hour-and-a-half drive.
Not even an hour and a half. It's like an hour.
It's an hour. It's the way you drive. And
I don't go that fucking slow. That's bullshit.
I said the way you drive, and then I was going to go an hour. But,
okay. All right. Thank you.
But you cut me off.
I appreciate that. I appreciate
you cut me
that.
off.
Spoke too
But
soon.
the way that I drive, it could be 50 minutes.
Okay.
I'm just saying, my Buick, it's nice and it's light and it's got the V6.
The truck will at least
3.8?
start every time and get us there. The Buick.
This is the new Buick, Matt.
No,
this is the new Buick.
Combine those two
This is
fuckers
a
and
94 Regal, Matt.
Alright, I'm over
This is
it.
a
I'm over
94
it.
Regal.
Next subject. Biggest news of the week, which we speculated, and I believe we called out, and I believe we were accurate. I could be wrong, but I believe we were accurate.
How do we not have 1 million downloads a week?
Unfucking believable. Bubba Wallace is going to race for Denny Hamlin Racing.
Mm-hmm.
With funding as co-owner from Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan himself. Air
Michael
Jordan.
fucking Jordan.
His
Unbelievable.
airness. Coming to NASCAR.
I could not be happy.
This is going to be way better than Randy Moss Racing. Remember when that was a thing?
Oh my god, I could not be happier about this. One, they bought the charter from Germain Racing. Germain Racing is selling all their assets. They're going out this season. One,
Bye, Ty.
Ty Dillon sucks, alright? He can leave. He can go back down to Xfinity. He can go run the truck series. I don't give a shit.
He should run the truck, but he's got to burn out in Xfinity
Yeah,
first.
he does, alright? Second,
Going to be replacing Ross Chastain in that 10. Just saying.
I could see it, and I think I think he could run alright there.
I think he's got 2 Xfinity wins left in him, and then he burns out and he goes to the truck, and I think he's got 5 wins in the truck left. I don't know about that.
Maybe. Anyway.
I don't think
Point
highly
being,
of him.
Point being, Denny Hamlin Racing next year with
yes.
Bubba Wallace. Denny Hamlin staying the 11. I love this move for the sport. Germain Racing has sucked, but Germain Racing has at least had enough funding that they've not been unbelievable.
Little off topic, I guess we should say some kind words about Geico. What fucking troopers they are.
God, they really were. Ty Dillon didn't do shit.
Casey Mears didn't do shit, but
Germain
they just
Racing
kept
didn't do
signing
shit.
those
They
fucking
did.
checks
Forever.
forever.
Full season. Here you go, baby. Take my money.
Here's our money.
Oh,
just
you want a
boom.
You want a premier sponsor for NASCAR? Let me put my name on there.
Do you know how much it costs to run a NASCAR team? It's
$25
fucking
million.
nuts. It's fucking nuts, and they didn't get shit out of it.
Nothing. Do I have Geico? No.
Fuck no.
Sorry, no. I don't. I really don't.
Who the fuck has Geico?
I love Geico. I do try to support the sponsors of the sport. We're drinking Miller Lite right now. Miller Lite,
Fuck yeah,
please
about
come
Tall
back
Boys.
next year and do more than one race.
Here's what I want Miller Lite to do with Brad.
You
I just
won
want them.
the fucking race he was premier sponsor on. Please.
Now, if Molson doesn't want, I think it's Molson. that
Molson
owns,
Coors, yeah.
Yes. If they don't necessarily want to have a full-time sponsorship in NASCAR, running one car, here's what I think that they should do. And they did a little bit with the Coke 600, but I guess I want them to just expand on it. I want them to do all 4 Crown Jewels. I want the Southern 500, the Daytona 500, Coke 600,
Fuck yeah.
and the Brickyard 400.
Fuck yeah, I get behind that. Hell yeah. Let's earn them. Yeah, all 4 Crown Jewels.
Just
Miller
give them
Lite,
the big
just Give
ones.
them the big ones.
Just
please.
give them the big ones.
Please. Listen, I don't drink Busch. I will sometimes.
I do like Busch,
But
and
Miller
Busch is
Lite
that
is
weird
my
beer
favorite.
that's around here where, yes, they're based in St. Louis, and yes, the Brewers arch rival, the Cardinals, are sponsored by them, but Busch Light is pretty fucking big around here, and I'm not going to say that I don't enjoy a nice Busch Light every once in a while.
I will agree with you on that, Dylan. But
Kevin
I will
Harvick,
still,
I'm buying his die casts this year, just because I love that Busch Light
Hold on, we're not helping our case for Miller Lite here.
paint scheme.
Miller Lite, I still exclusively buy Miller Lite. Will, if I'm offered a Busch, will I drink it? Yes. If I'm offered anything else, will I drink it? Yes. But I exclusively buy Miller Lite.
I am a Blue Moon man, but I will not hesitate to buy Miller Lite if I'm going for quantity.
I do love Miller Lite. I just absolutely premier beer to me. Side note,
A fine Pilsner. Give us some.
Pilsner.
Well, you don't know that.
Point being, this has been great. I would love to see Miller Lite come back. Plain and simple. But let's go back to the Bubba.
Yes.
Will Bubba
the
Wallace,
actual news.
Will Bubba Wallace win a race next year?
I don't think he wins a race next year. Now 2022 comes around, and I think he's that whole team's got a year to get together.
Yeah.
Bubba obviously is bringing in mad sponsorship right now.
He has so many sponsorships come on this year. It's unbelievable. He had Columbia, DoorDash. Oh my God, the list goes on. I think he's now sponsored by Beats. Shit, what else was there? DoorDash, Cash App. I think I said DoorDash right. Cash App, Air Force, Victory Foundation. There's honestly so many that he himself brought in. It's just been great. I love to see it. Columbia coming to the sport, I think is great. I actually, because of that, said I'm going to support Columbia, and I did buy a Columbia quarter zip. I just want to throw that out there. I try to support the sponsors of the sport because I want the sport to stick around. That's kind of how I see it. I want to make sure that they know that that's where I got that from.
Yes.
It's worth the sponsorship. Please stick around. Please spend the money. It is working. I will buy your product. You have me hooked.
Not to mention they're going to be TRD backed. I think that next year they're probably just going to run a bunch of Levine cars. But 2022 comes around.
Yes, if I'm getting
Gen
racing,
7s, I can see him.
Yeah, I'm skirting the year. Like I'm going out there and I'm just running the races to run the races. Like I'm taking, like what you said, like I'm running the like secondary Joe Gibbs cars, and I'm out there to make it to the next year because the next year is a fresh start for everybody.
And I think it's supposed to be a little more even.
Yeah, and I think that's where I come out there and say we're going to put our focus on this. That's what Spartan Motorsports is doing because they bought the charter from Levine Family Racing, where then Germain Racing got sold to Denny Hamlin Racing. I like to see that. It sucks that Levine Family Racing is going out of business. I think they legitimately, since getting the Toyota backing, have gotten better, and they have good drivers. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win a race, but I'm saying they're at least talked about.
They're competent.
All right, awesome, great, love it. They're bringing sponsorships. They're doing what they can. Love to see it.
And I want to be clear where I stand on Bubba. I don't think that he'll ever be like a top 10 driver in the sport, but I think that he's decent enough where he's going to get a couple career cup wins, and he never got an Xfinity win, but also he was kind of running for.
He was running some not so great Xfinity teams, and he was doing good for those Xfinity teams in their standards, in my opinion.
But
I can agree.
He was a good truck driver, and I think that now he's too big to ever go back to the truck. But he was a really good truck driver.
I agree with that, and I can piggyback off that and say I don't think he might not ever win a championship. I'll root for him. I think he's a great guy. Hate him or love him, I don't care, whatever. I think he's a good guy.
Sometimes you can't hate him. I mean, he's kind of, at times, he can be a little bit much.
Yeah, but I mean, and some people hate on him, and I'm like, listen.
A lot of the people that hate on, and a lot of the people that hate on him are hating on him for other reasons.
They are, and
which we shouldn't get into too much, but yes, it's not right.
It's not right. Like, listen, if you at all follow the sport, Kyle Busch is the one you want to hate. Listen,
please hate Kyle
Busch. Listen,
we beg you. That's the only thing we ask of you.
I've gone on multiple rants I shouldn't say that. I've posted a few comments on social media of people hating Bubba, and I just say, listen, you don't follow the sport enough to know what's actually going on, because they don't. They're just hating Bubba because they just hate Bubba.
When they look back at him racing that Roush number 6, it's like that Roush number 6 was not the same Roush number 6 that Stenhouse was driving. No. That was a much better team back in the day.
Yeah, and I look at it and I'm like, listen, guys, hate him, whatever. I don't care. It's your opinion, but just be educated on it, because they're throwing out opinions that I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you watch the sport every week and know what the hell's going on,
if you watch the sport every week, yes, you also know how bad Richard Petty Motorsports has been.
Also true, and that he's exceeded what Richard Petty Motorsports can do.
I think that's why everybody liked Marcus Ambrose so much, because at least he could still, on a road course, win a race.
Win a race for...
But did you notice how when Gillette Everham basically just morphed into Richard Petty Motorsports, how they've done nothing since? How they won a rain delay race with Eric Almirola, and I don't know if they got a second win with Eric Almirola, but they just in general they sucked.
One race they sucked. I feel like, but the point being with Bubba, he could go out there, he could win a few races. I'd be really happy if Bubba won at least a few races. I don't think he's gonna go out there and win a championship. You know what? He could surprise me. Their team might be that great that he might honestly just straight up surprised me. I think he's a better driver than people give him credit for, just because his equipment really is not that good, and he's outperformed that equipment in my opinion. But Dylan, let's get to some Vegas picks. It's been a while since we've even talked about the upcoming race. First race in the round of 12. Who's gonna shock you in this round? Who's gonna come out there and just freaking light it up? You're gonna be like, damn. Like honestly, Austin Dillon surprised us last round. We can all.
Yes, he was the surprise of the last round.
The NASCAR community can agree that nobody thought Silver Spoon Kid would make it to the fucking round of 12.
I think wine is a little too hard of a drink for him. I know that you called him a wine sack, but I just want to put that out there. I think wine is a little too hard for him. He's more of a seltzer kind of guy.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Okay, so like my two guys for the round of 12 that I think are going to be the big guys are Eric Almirola, because Vegas, he's not bad at the Roval, I don't think he will perform bad, and there's Talladega.
There's Dega. Dega is a big question mark.
Also, just in the annals of history, I feel that this is going to be thought of as Eric Almirola's best season. I mean, I don't think he'll ever.
There's not a lot that he's done besides that, and he didn't even win a race this year.
So that's what I mean. I think he's got to pick up his one. He wins one race a year on his best years.
All right.
So I think if he's going to do it, it's going to be this week at Dega. And then the other guy that I'm thinking could make some moves, Alex Bowman.
Oh, not who I was thinking. Alex Bowman could win Charlotte. Honestly, he could win the Roval.
He could win Charlotte.
Somehow doesn't win it.
And he's good at these 1.5, so he could also be really good at Vegas.
Yeah, he could.
And I just don't think a lot of people have him.
He's kind of a sleeper.
Yep, I just don't think a lot of people have him moving to the round of 8. I don't even have him moving to the round of 8.
No, because Blaney shat the bed, so thanks, Blaney.
But we did talk about him if he could get to the round of 8, because we have Kansas and Texas.
And Martinsville even. Fuck, he can make something happen.
He could find his way into the championship 4, which would be the mind-boggling. Way more than if, let's say, Austin Dillon made it to the round of 8. I would think that Alex Bowman being a championship 4 driver would still be more shocking to me.
Fully agree. I think Clint Boyer can make something happen. Personally. I think Clint Boyer...
What would happen to the doghouse?
It's a dumpster fire right now anyway, so just make it worse.
Well, I mean, true, but also...
Well, let's talk about a different driver. I mean, that's how the doghouse goes.
Wow.
But, point being, I think...
Kyle Busch is in our doghouse. Do you remember that? He's in our doghouse.
Yeah, and he's still in it, because he still didn't win.
Exactly. The only way to get out is to win. Win or be euthanized.
Yeah, win or be euthanized. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Well, so Vegas picks. I am ahead still somehow.
Fucking bullshit. Literally by my own making. Literally because really? I just texted you, not even on the podcast. I just texted you, hey, you want to do a 10-point all-star thing?
Yeah.
Then, of course, I guess the second place driver, you guess the first place driver. Hey, let's do a regular season championship. I proposed that, and then I let you go first. And you picked Kevin Harvick.
Sorry, Dylan. Yep. Sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yep. Fuck me.
However, I did kindly give you that Kevin Harvick Indianapolis pick, because you did pick Jimmy and he went out with COVID. It is a little cancellation, but not a lot.
It's not too
Point
much.
being, who are you picking? Who are you taking? What do y'all got? I already got all my picks.
I got Toyota for my manufacturer.
Okay.
For my team, how could I ever pick a non-Ford team at this point? That's not Gibbs. So I'm going to pick Stu Haas.
Oh, okay.
Old Stewie Haas for my team. And then for my driver. My driver. I am going to go... He's been good. He obviously just cost Kyle in air quotes, because I'm going Logano.
Yeah.
Just because
Logano?
other than getting lapped at Bristol at the end, he has had a really good playoff. You know, he took that Logano summer off. Now he's rejuvenated. He's ready to start racing meaningful races again. You got those two. Yeah.
So here's what I'm taking. I'm picking Ford. I'm picking Penske because all three Penske drivers have been fucking fire at that track. Blaney should have won in the spring. He didn't. Logano won. Keselowski has one of the best average finishes there. And I think Keselowski's going to rebound from that not-so-great Bristol race. So I'm picking Brad EK for my driver. Brad EK for my driver. Penske for my... Ford across the board. I am going all in on Ford. If Brad wins, just give me those 8 points.
And
9 points.
Let me guess, you're going Briscoe for your Xfinity 1 point.
Briscoe because you're on Cindric.
All right, typical. That's a good pick. I mean, he won the spring race, and Logano won the spring race this year for Las Vegas. Pin Penske against me, though.
I know. I know. You left him out on the table. I'm like, I know.
Just in case, if disaster scenario happens, I do have Cindric for Penske, though, so at least I can, really support Penske.
I'm hoping I hit on all of them, and I just sweep the board 10 points, baby.
But, I just, out of respect for JGR, I have Toyota.
Yeah.
A little bit of support for the Evil Empire there. And Stuart Haas Racing, just because it's Vegas, it's a 1.5. And Kevin Harvick, who also led the most laps in that spring race, too.
Yeah. Kevin Harvick can do anything.
Kevin Harvick
can do anything.
Daddy.
Kevin Harvick can do anything.
Daddy.
I think you will win this points bracket off of the fact that you picked Kevin Harvick for your Final Four.
Basically.
And I would definitely have picked Kevin Harvick. It's just the fact that it doesn't make any really
Well, I picked Kevin Harvick for my champion.
Well, that's
at
what I mean.
Phoenix.
No, that's what I'm
Phoenix.
saying.
It's great.
Phoenix.
It's great. I fucking love my life.
And I would have picked Kevin Harvick, but that's not fun. Who wants to have the same picks? That's not fun at all.
That's true. You could have hedged your bets, though.
So,
you could have just tried to win a championship 4 off of the back of Chase Elliott taking it.
But we'll see how all these pan out. Should be another great weekend. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Who knows what the news is going to be next week.
Oh, my God.
Every week.
Who's going to go into the 48?
What the hell's the schedule going to be next year? They don't even fucking have that. It's just unbelievable. All right.
So many questions.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Always remember to rate, subscribe, tell a friend.
Hey, we have a YouTube channel now, so go listen
We
to
do have a
that
YouTube channel, Missing Gear Podcast. Type us in. If you want to email us, obviously, missinggearpodcast@gmail.com. Matt, you're probably going to edit that out. But also, give me a follow on Reddit, Cash Whitecock 2. It's all in the open now.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.